I have been in these processes where it feels like I've lost myself.
Mhm.
And I mean, every great story, every great hero's journey is exactly like that, where it's not really until the hero, which is you, audience, like in your life, you are the hero in that story. And it's not until sometimes when you've kind of like you've lost everything, and you've your back is against the wall, and you're just at a point where you're so lost. That's sometimes where the biggest growth periods come from. I had a beautiful call yesterday with a gentleman who went through a lot of drug abuse and addiction, and had this rock bottom moment, which we've heard about in so many stories. And in his rock bottom moment, he found his spiritual awakening. And it was like that part of being so lost that maybe, let's say, a higher force, or a higher part of himself perhaps kicked down the door and just smacked him in
Right.
the face and
Yeah.
woke him up to what he was missing, what he wasn't seeing that was right in front of him. And that changed everything. And then I was speaking to him yesterday, which was like 5 years from that moment, and he's a completely different person. So yeah, I think you can find beautiful truth and you know sense of self and love and understanding of life when you're completely lost. So that's some of the silver lining, or the hope that we can offer as well, where it's a lot of the times it's in those depths of like, oh God, what am I doing? Like, what is happening? Oh, I don't even know where to go next, and who am I? What is the point of all of this? In those states, a lot of the times that's where the gold is. That's where the real beauty and the amazing insights that could change your life forever come from. That's been my
Mhm.
experience.
I also think that we don't have to hit rock bottom in order for us to surrender,
Really
and
not.
that we can release or relinquish the control of wanting things to acquiesce to our own order. And that is also letting go. Um, just because you had the analogy of the water, I have a saying that I always say to others and myself is, I don't push the river. I want for things to come to me. And I had yesterday, we're redoing our website on Wisdom from the Edge. I cannot wait until it's done, because it's a long, arduous process. And there's a lot of hiccups that are happening. And I've been spending hours, and we're just putting so much energy and effort in. And I decided that, and this was a commitment that I made to myself yesterday, and it was in the morning. And it was like, okay, anything that feels like I'm pushing the river, I'm going to literally stop, get up, and walk away and do something completely different. And I kind of had a feeling it was going to be this website. But at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I said, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. This doesn't feel good. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go to Starbucks. I'm going to get a tea, and I'm going to go to the grocery store and get some food for dinner. And that's exactly what I did. And the problems that we were having yesterday completely disappeared today. It was almost like, oh, well, maybe we just needed to walk away from them in order for it to rectify itself. Um, Point being is that it was in that surrender. I surrendered control, thinking that so we were gonna somehow muscle through this. That's what I mean by and I ask myself this: can I lose myself in order to gain my true self? And my true self is that person, that soul that's lighter, that's more playful, that's happier, that's more joyful, that has, that I have more agency over my life than this push and control and command and, want to push our energy onto something. So that's been a really interesting new process. Not sort of new, but it's been really a forefront in my mind because, as you know, I'm a big let's go, let's go, let's go, make this happen, make this happen. Oh, I see those dots connected. Let's talk to this person and let's create that plan and that program. And, I'm sitting on whatever, 3 or 4 books that are half written, half in my head. Let's just do it all. But how is any of it going to work unless I lose my 3-dimensional self, if you will, the self that is trying to live through illusion and instead step into that higher self that is filled with light and patience and understanding and let things unfold.